Romans 2 verses 12 to 16 in the New International Version, NIV, reads, 12 All who sin apart from the law will also perish apart from the law, and all who sin under the law will be judged by the law. 13 For it is not those who hear the law who are righteous in God's sight, but it is those who obey the law who will be declared righteous. 14 Indeed, when Gentiles, who do not have the law, do by nature things required by the law, they are a law for themselves, even though they do not have the law. 15 They show that the requirements of the law are written on their hearts, their consciences also bearing witness, and their thoughts sometimes accusing them and at other times even defending them. 16 This will take place on the day when God judges people's secrets through Jesus Christ, as my gospel declares. Verse 12 This verse introduces the principle of accountability and judgment. Those who sin without the law, Gentiles, will perish without the law, and those who sin under the law, Jews, will be judged by it. It emphasizes that both groups are accountable for their actions, albeit in different ways based on their knowledge of God's law. Verse 13, here, Paul clarifies that merely hearing or knowing the law is not enough for righteousness. Righteousness in God's sight comes from obeying the law. This highlights the importance of actions over mere knowledge or affiliation. Verse 14, this verse notes that Gentiles, who don't have the Mosaic law, sometimes instinctively do what the law requires. This indicates that they have an inherent understanding of right and wrong, a sort of natural law. This internal moral compass acts as a law for them, showing that God's standards are universal. Verse 15, it explains that the moral actions of the Gentiles demonstrate that God's laws are written in their hearts. Their conscience and internal deliberations, thoughts accusing or defending them, are evidence of this internal moral guide. This verse suggests that every human has an inherent sense of morality, which aligns with God's law. Verse 16, this verse points to a future judgment when God, through Jesus Christ, will judge the secrets of all people. It emphasizes that God's judgment is not just about external actions but also internal thoughts and motivations. This verse underlines the comprehensiveness of God's judgment and the role of Jesus Christ in the divine plan of redemption and judgment. Each verse collectively contributes to the understanding that both knowledge and obedience to God's law are essential, and that every person, regardless of their background, is subject to God's righteous judgment.